Brands Hatch, where the sound and fury of motor racing is in evidence most weekends in the summer, and the best meetings are organised by the British Racing and Sports Car Club. Are races for all classes, including Formula Ford, Formula 3, which is a sort of motorised Scrabble, saloon cars, GTs, Formula 5000, sports cars, Formula 1, and the new Formula 100, especially for Les Leston's benefit. On a typical race day, competitors arrive early. Then it's a question of finding your correct pad, unloading the bits and pieces, and starting the annual rebuild. Bearing in mind the paddock's on a slope, you've got to be a bit careful. You could have your first accident before the meeting starts. And it's on to scrutineering, where Fred Harrison is in command. And it's like trying to get a camel through the eye of a needle to fiddle something past him.
Yeah, I haven't got a spanner just now, but I know if you can do this before you go out and practice, and then we'll check it again, all right? Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Otherwise, this is okay. Right.
And on to the numbers game. Frankie Lee in command. So far, so good. And you're now in with Bert Lamkin. It's a sort of demented traffic cop's job that he has to do, and also be a father confessor.
This is your grid position, old lad, in case you've forgotten it. Where you start from and where you finish entirely up to you. Okay? Jolly good.
So now you know what you're meant to do, and it's off to the track. Looks like a very late entry. And once out the other end of the tunnel, you're in command of another set of marshals. They line you up on the grid, and you're in their hands from now on. This was the Guards' International Formula 3 meeting, and it brought out the top boys in this keenly contested formula, including David Cole, Barry Maskell, Bev Bond, Tony Trimmer, Jean-Pierre Joussard, and many others. Miss Office World was there, but I don't think she was the first prize. With the first heat win for Jerry Birrell and heat 2 to Tony Trimmer, The final promised to be a battle between these two. And when the show started, it was a traffic jam at the first corner. With so much traffic about, the marshals have their hands full, and Ken Corbett on post 9 is kept busy with the blue flag. Tony Trimmer dominates the first part of the race, followed by Birrell, then Hunt, Maskell, Williams, Morgan, and all the rest, with Jurg Dubler working his way through the field. Jerry Birrell is pressing Tony Trimmer, and aided by good flag work on post 4, he takes the lead, which he continues to improve. And eventually he wins by 4 seconds. The victor takes the spoils. And for the less fortunate, it's a case of wrap it up and take it home and hope for better luck next time. One small problem: how do they get the mechanic out of there? Perhaps they unwrap him at the next meeting. Sponsored by the Daily Mail, the Race of the Champions in March opened the European Formula One season. And our cameras now slip back in time to cover this event. A new crop of cars, notably the March 701, with Jackie Stewart in the Ken Tyrrell car, and Chris Amon in the STP Works entry. Jack Brabham was driving the Motor Racing Stable's new Brabham BT33, and Jackie Oliver is with BRM, the P153 now in Yardley colours. Jochen Rindt had last year's Lotus 49C as the new 72 was not ready. And Graham Hill was in a similar car, driving for the Rob Walker team. Jean-Pierre Beltois had the 12-cylinder Matra MS-120. That is, until the last practice session, when he lost it at Clearways. A last-minute fast practice lap put Jackie Stewart in pole position. And making up the front row is Jack Brabham and Jackie Oliver. The flag is raised, and they're away. And the young BRM driver makes a superb start from the outside and leads the field into Paddock Bend. The order is Oliver, followed by Stewart, Brabham, and Graham Hill, making his first appearance at the wheel in England since his crash in America last year. Then Amon, McLaren, and Hulme. Oliver in the BRM was setting a cracking pace and seemed to have the race in hand. Oliver's performance must have pleased Raymond Mays in his Yardley Woolly. Peter Gethin, the reigning Formula 5000 champion, was having his first Formula One drive in the McLaren M7A. And Chris Amon comes in with engine trouble, which was finally resolved on lap 11. Meanwhile, Brabham, in top form, passes Stewart on lap 9 and takes the lead from Oliver on lap 10. Oliver's race ended on lap 13 with stub axle failure. And Stewart was working hard in the March 701 to keep the leader in sight. But the race seemed set for Brabham in a thinning field. But with 2 laps